Hello and welcome to Flippin Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we are flipping through Mad Magazine number 360, released August 1997. Our price, $2.50, which is indeed cheap. But before we do that, let me please remind you, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. That's the #1 way to support this channel. And I can't do it without your support, all right? I want this channel to grow. Wouldn't it be cool if I made money from this? Yeah, so do that. Hit like, hit subscribe. It means a lot. It really does. If you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. If you want to give me a couple bucks, if you're like, hey, you know what? I think that the effort you put in is worth something. You can do that. And if you support me on Patreon, you get a couple things. One, you get this sick set of stickers. That's right. And it is a very sick set of stickers. You also get a set of buttons. Now, these buttons, they're like limited edition, man. There's only a few sets left. They are the, what do you call it? I call them the creator buttons. I don't know what I call them, but the signature buttons, that's what they're called. Harvey Kurtzman, Jack Davis, Will Elder, and Wally Wood, the 4 colors representing the 4-color printing process of the Mad comic and all comics at the time. If you support me, also, I'll throw in the Mad Hex button. Yes, indeed. I also didn't mute my phone, so now I do that. All right, so let's get into it. All right, you're not here for... Oh, wait, no, these are the people I get to thank right now for supporting me on Patreon. Jacqueline Gosling, Reflection of Perfection, Frank Snyder, Misamo, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Shane Buckley, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Meadsbury, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope I can keep on earning it. With that, where's the issue? God dang, what a dope. Here we have Mad Magazine number 360. Wait a second. Where am I? There I am. Boop, boop. Here you have the hot summer issue. Now they had 2 versions of the issue, I think, all throughout this short-lived era of Mad, where they would have the border and then they would have it without a border. And I have to say, I kind of like the border. It's evocative of that original Mad Magazine border that Harvey Kurtzman designed. I mean, it's evocative. But that's like, it's a border. That's kind of where the resemblance ends. But they would mix it up. And like, this one is an awesome John Caldwell border all the way around it. I really liked it. This cover, who did this cover? I'm looking at the Mad cover site. We have James Bennett is the cover artist, border artist, as I said, was John Caldwell. Going inside the magazine, what do we have? I'll be honest, a poor reprint of a Basil Wolverton illustration. It's just like, it just didn't reprint well. That's all. I don't know. They must not have used the original artwork for it, which I guess isn't a surprise. Or is it a surprise? I thought Matt bought like the original artwork, like this. We own the artwork. But it just doesn't look as good as the original one does. Because Basil Wolverton would do it very large. He drew very large. So when it shrunk down, you got all of these really cool details. So anyway, not a suicide ad, but it's pretty good. Next best thing, Basil Wolverton ad. Here we have Celebrity Snaps. Whoopi Goldberg, famous for shaving her eyebrows. You might not have noticed that, but she does. She shaves her eyebrows. That's why she doesn't look quite human, is because humans have eyebrows, and when you see somebody without eyebrows, it doesn't register right away. But then you notice it, and they're gone. She doesn't have eyebrows. And apparently, that nickname is because she farted so much. That's not a joke. Corn Air, artist Angelo Torres, writer Dick DiBartolo. Listen, I'm not happy to say this. Not the best likenesses of these actors. Con Air came out 1997, same year this came out, obviously. I mean, like, this Billy Bob Thornton's good. This guy is good. Who is this? Nicolas Cage. I'm looking at my notes. John Cusack. It's okay, but this is John Malkovich. That's who that is. That's John Malkovich. This is Ving Rhames. I thought that was Tiny Lister. I thought that was the other giant black man who often played a criminal. Ugh. I have no idea who these people are. That is Steve Buscemi, but I don't know. It's like you're covering up half the face. I guess it's forgivable to not draw that good of a resemblance. And I guess this one would be the best one. This is the most accurate. Colm Meaney. That's the name, apparently. That guy actually looks like him. But yeah, I don't know. Not the strongest showing. Here's that guy. Machete. Forget his name. Danny Trejo. Is this Danny Trejo? No, that's not Danny Trejo. Anyway, I don't want to be a meanie. Here we have Monroe and the school clothes. I forgot. It's been a while since I've seen like early Monroe. You guys know I love Monroe. Drawn by Bill Ray. Now, the fine artist, William Ray. You know what? I should invite, it should go from, I should make a video series about people who went from Mad Magazine into fine art. Because there's two of them, right? There's William Ray, and then there's also Herman Mejia. He does fine art now, too. And I wonder if there's anybody else who's like transitioned from cartoons to fine art. And I can have them on and interview them and talk to them about what that's like. Really get into the mind of an artist. Anyway, Monroe, when he started, was so different. Like, the style is the same. Like Kyle Bridget pointed out, like, this is a style of art heavily influenced by Harvey Kurtzman. And you can still see that, but it's different. It's way different. It's much more, it's like a lot more calm, more subdued. It's not nearly as grotesque. His mother, though a hottie, is not, like, it's not gratuitous, the sex, which at this time period is kind of surprising. You know, so look at, there she is in like a little 90 or something, that like 97, 12-year-old Patty. Ooh, you know, that did something for me. But anyway, yeah, the whole illustration, like, he almost, that big old round head, I don't know, it's I love it. It's just so great. And it's like, yeah, mostly his mom stands out to me, where it's not, it's sexy, but it's not overdoing it, I don't think. Not like later on, where it would be like really absurd. Still very funny, but it was absurd. And it's, you know, it's just him in that sort of teenage angst, being like humiliated by his mother. This is also like, not that I mean, it's a very short comic, right? He goes there, he gets embarrassed by his mother, the story is over. It turned into like a much more in-depth and lengthy comic. So here we have, I wanted to look at this one. I loved this. This is artist Tom Bunk, writer Mike Schneider. One Fine Day at the Cult Compound. I thought this one was very interesting on account of Heaven's Gate. And there's a lot about here. I'm doing a bad job using my words. I'm sorry. I really like this because it's Tom Bunk, but it's not as gross out as Tom Bunk normally does. It's very weird. It's like, I love this, like, with, you know, he's sweating and like this sort of like exclamations like coming off of him, his eye bulging out in the drool. But these illustrations are really quite good. And like good in a different way. Like, I don't know, look at the care and attention he did to like for the hatching on that telescope. Um, it's beautiful. This might be, I don't know, Tom Bunk's consistency for his artwork is like it's a little up and down. It's always Tom Bunk. You can always tell it's him. But sometimes he puts a lot of energy and effort into it. Other times he doesn't. This is one that it seems like he put his full effort into. And this, of course, is, I hope you're reading it as I move along. This is his take on the Heaven's Gate cult. I think there was like Hail Bop or something. I actually know that for a fact because a fun fact about this, you might think it's weird. Like, no, everybody at this cult killed themselves. That's actually not true. Here we have the Heaven's Gate website. Now you might be thinking, Heaven's Gate, mid-90s. How does it still have a website up? Well, let me tell you, Heaven's Gate, there's somebody, a member, who still maintains the website. They still pay for the hosting service. They, like, I don't know when, I think they used to do some updates beyond this. I thought, but anyway, it still happens. There's somebody in charge of Heaven's Gate. And I guess like maybe for the next time it comes around so they can get some more people there. But you can order the book. You can do all of this stuff. Transcripts of 2 recent videos. Like, oh, I guess that's the 1996. Doe's intro, Our Purpose. It's still there though. It's still there, guys. So you know what? Do yourself a favor and do some reading this weekend. Okay. Here we have Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell, if you guys don't know, like if you're a kid right now and you were born like after the year 2000, if you're a post 9/11 child, you're not going to understand who Rosie O'Donnell is. Rosie O'Donnell was a comic turned talk show host. BFFs with Madonna. You can imagine her. She was the precursor to Ellen. That's what it was. She was the precursor to Ellen. So she was huge, and she would do like little fun things like a cush ball that she would fling into the audience, and she would have celebrities on, and they would talk about whatever, and then she famously got into it with Donald Trump. But even that was well beyond that. She was a force of nature. She was like at one point one of the biggest TV personalities of all time. And most people now don't know her name. And that's kind of wild, I think. Isn't it? You can just disappear. And then you're done. Nobody cares about you. What would she be like if she interviewed Charles Manson? You claim to hear messages in Beatles songs. So what did you think about that Beatles reunion? Wasn't the new song great? Hey, remember that old Almond Joy commercial? Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Come on, Charlie, sing. You ordered the slaughter of innocent people, including a woman who was 8 months pregnant, and I bathed the walls of their homes in hot blood. So I got to ask, what makes Charlie Manson cry? I don't know. I was going to show a clip. It sounds weird to say my favorite Charles Manson clip, but I decided not to. I thought it would be inappropriate. Wait, why is this crooked? The hell? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Redneck USA. This is something that struck me when I was reading this issue. First off, R.J. Matson. Like, there's a bunch of artists in here that I'm not totally familiar with. They're not those household Mad magazine names, and they're great. They're like a perfect fit for Mad. I think I'm like, God, why didn't they take off? Like this artist, I don't know. There's something like these like weird teens with the fat cheeks. This sort of like illustration. It's, you know what? It's like a mashup of like Woodbridge and Teresa Burns Parkhurst and I don't know who. There's like, I guess, like, what's this ugly woman? There's just so many like visually. There's so much about this guy's artwork that is just wonderful. And let's look him up. Yeah, for 356. I don't know, like 12 appearances. Just looking at it, that's not that many. And this person's really good. They're really good at like, dude, look at that, Joe Camel. That was me as a kid, right there. Love Joe Camel. All right. Anyway, this is one of the things that struck me during reading this is the amount of sex. I think in like the mid to late 90s, Mad was like, we got to amp up the sex humor. Because in no other time period do I remember this amount of sexual humor. One, Monroe. Monroe is like, there's a lot of humor based on, the female form or something. I don't know, like, or entertainment, not humor. This one, Judd Holcomb accidentally discovers that condoms last longer if you stop the washing cycle before the spin cycle. All right, like condom humor, real big. And it goes on, not this one, but like that type of humor. And I'm going to point it out again later on. Here we have a mad cyber visit to America on hold. Now, again, this is like, I was 12 years old. America Online was the shiz. It was so amazing. It was deeply flawed as a product because they tried to like create their own internet, like a walled garden of internet. And look at, I'm going to show you. I went on the Wayback Machine. This is the type of AOL homepage you would get in 1997. And so you could like search the site, and it was like just overly simple. Look, you could click different things. Ooh, magazines. I want to click that. I want to see. I did try to find the Mad Magazine AOL page to see if that was kept. It was not, though. At least as far as I could tell. If anybody has the URL, like for the Mad, and this is what I'm going to say, the Mad AOL site, please send it to me. Drop it in the DMs or something, because I want to find it on the Wayback Machine. If you wanted to see, like, what did Mad Magazine look like in the 90s? I don't know what year this is. This is 1998. And it's not great. It's this, the official Mad Magazine webpage. This is this is not the Mad TV site. If you need info on Mad TV, check out madtvonfox.com. madtvonfox.com. Remember that URL. Boom, Mad Magazine Online. You could click that. This is the internet, and this seemed at the time as like the cool. Oh, great! Nobody archived it. Wonderful. This seemed like the coolest thing there ever could have been. So I don't know, for what that's worth. I kind of miss the old internet. There's something really, really special about it. Something really exciting about it. Here we have Spy versus Spy, the Paul Kuper art done when he was actually spraying it, right? Which I think he must have stopped. But you can tell this is all done by hand, and it looks beautiful. And I think something that I appreciate now that I didn't necessarily appreciate back then is the amount of time and planning that it would take to create something like this. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. This is the other one, Shakespearean Sonnets for Modern Lovers. Timothy Chalamet and writer Andrew J. Schwartzberg. Timothy Chalamet is a good artist. His style like changes from time to time. But he was another one, like a really good artist. It's a bummer that he stopped working at Mad Magazine. But yeah, this is like another one that strikes me as gratuitously sexual. And maybe I'm a prude, guys. Maybe I have a family show, so that's probably why I react this way to it. Within my chambers I hath leather whips and paddles never meant to hit a ball. I also keep a hoard of metal clips to place on breast large, medium, or small. I can't read this. A maid who doth enjoy such wondrous pain, yet here I sit with spirits low and blue. For women I approach find me insane. I tell these maidens they should worry not. If I by chance should break their lovely nose, for everything short of a rifle shot is covered by all decent HMOs. Me hopes I find a lass who loves me well, before I'm thrown back in mine padded cell. Ooh, kink shaming. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. Not supposed to do that anymore. This is another guy, Rick Greery. Rick Greery. I think I recognize him as like somebody who worked fairly consistently at Mad Magazine. Not a name that ever pops into my mind. Sorry, Rick. But it's fucking cool artwork. I don't know, like some of the expressions, like this one right here, like the way his head's like leaning back. And I don't know, there's something, this is like a well-trained artist, I think. Like the way that the poses and everything are pretty great. And I don't know, some of the body language that he creates in his illustrations, like this scratching of the head. If you like examine the hand looks all fucked up, but it still works for whatever reason. Like this guy right here, his dead body on the curb. I don't know. It's pretty great. I really like it. Sure signs that you're turning into your parents. You automatically assume that someone who hasn't arrived home on time is lying dead in a gutter. Your first reaction upon being handed a joint at a party is to wipe off the tip, shake your head, and mutter to yourself, oh, germs, germs. I am going to skip over this mad look at drugs, so hit pause if you want to read it. There you go. And then, because I wanted to get to this. This is another artist that I love. I wonder who has, well, do you know who this is? This is Monty Wolverton, the son of Basil Wolverton. Basil, I don't know. But you can tell it's him. You can tell how much of an influence his father was upon him and his craft. I think what's really cool about Monty Wolverton is like, you can tell his dad, who his dad is, but it doesn't take away from his art. I think he makes it enough of his own that it doesn't feel too derivative or copycatty when he's doing it. Looking at his, okay, how many times was he in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 10 times because one of those was the super special. And then Basil Wolverton. Why won't this work? Come on. What the hell? Okay, it's not working. I'm gonna search for it. But anyway, it's pretty awesome. He has like I don't know. It's not like gross out humor, but it's gross. Here's the dreaded medical conditions. Lowrider jeans, chapped butt crack. Everyone agrees that wearing your jeans extra low and baggy is dope, fresh, fat, and fly. The problem is, the closer to the curb your waistband hangs, the more exposed you leave your unprotected booty to the elements. Note, although not specifically designed for this malady, most over-the-counter lip balms and facial salves will provide soothing relief. Or this one, warehouse discount store hernia. Warehouse discount store, whatever. I can't fucking read. I'm not going to read it now. I'm pouting. Post body piercing flesh whistling. I heard that it's bad luck to whistle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 appearances in Mad Magazine. His son has more appearances. That's kind of nice to beat your old man, to beat your father at something, right? That's difficult to do. So, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he beat his dad. All right, cool. And then here we have another sexy one. The Mad World of Sex. Artist Sherry Flanagan. And then writers Frank and Rick. It's Frank and Rick right there. Oh boy, I've never done that before. I wonder if this means I'm gay. Well, I am a man and we did just have sex. Yes, but I was thinking about my girlfriend while we were doing it. Oh. Oh, I have half a mind to buy one of these. But what do you need with an inflatable doll? I thought you were sleeping with Dave. I am. I just thought it would be nice to have someone to cuddle with after he rolls over and goes to sleep. That's sad. But they have boyfriend pillows, so, you know. I'm like running out of time to look at all of this stuff. That's how good this issue is. The 90s ruled, man. The 90s fucking ruled. Truly unbelievable plot twists in action movies, too. Now, this one, I know I was talking trash about Torres and his caricatures. Mort Drucker nails it. One of them, I love those right here. The hero is able to escape the Uzi-toting bad guys by climbing inside of a metal air vent. Unfortunately, as he crawls along, the air vent narrows until it becomes too small to continue, and he gets stuck in there and dies. I love that one. But you go through this, and I mean, these are like awesome caricatures, right? Bruce Willis, this guy, Riggs and Murtaugh. what are their real names? Sylvester Stallone, Clint Eastwood. I mean, like, holy smokes, these are awesome illustrations. The only way for the hero to make an escape is by wrapping a fire hose around his waist and dropping down to the next level. And if only wall-mounted fire hoses were built to support 200 pounds, it'd be a perfect tactic. And now I'm going to skip over this just for a moment. Well, Herman Mejia didn't do it, so I don't care. This, iCrappa. This is something we did not get an IKEA in Minnesota until, I don't know, the 2000s or something. Like late in the 2000s. So I had no idea what this was. I did not understand this at all. And they really committed to it. They did pages of this fake magazine, which I love. I love that the pages of stuff, of the magazine parodies like this, especially when they print it upside down. So you have to flip the magazine over to look through it. And I've never seen an IKEA catalog. That's another thing I've never seen. So this was something that I just thought it was like a made up thing with shitty furniture. I didn't understand that this was actually lampooning a Swedish company that had invaded the United States of America. So it was all lost on me. Anyway, you guys, this was Mad Magazine number 360. Remember, please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.